Well, hello everyone, Dan Hurd Prospecting here. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome. I hope to earn your subscription today. Today, we are digging for sapphires. Those star sapphires, the new claim I got over the winter. We're back here to see if we can find some more star sapphires, and I've got the whole crew today. So, wish us luck, and I hope you enjoy. Now, we were here yesterday and found about 5 different spots that we want to work today and extract some samples from. Spots that had both sapphires visible on the surface and some really nice garnet specimens. Our first one is right here. Behind these ferns, right over there, we see a pegmatite that is showing some possible sapphires coming out of it. I'm gonna see if I can get a little sample from there. And then as I worked along the wall here, I did see some other pegmatites that, you know, showed possibility. In fact, here is the pegmatite that I'm interested in right now, seeing if I can get some chunks out of it. This is a metamorphic rock. And if you do watch my videos, I made a mistake early on in one of my other videos saying that there was a pegmatite in a metamorphic rock. And then I went and looked it up, and pegmatites only form in igneous rocks. Yet this is metamorphic, and there's a pegmatite. So I'm a little confused on the matter. When I look at the geological, reports of the area, they say these are pegmatites for sure, and these are official geologists' reports saying these are pegmatites. But as far as I know, pegmatites form in igneous rock, and this is definitely a metamorphic rock. So someone in my comments, please clarify what I've read wrong, who's wrong, what's wrong, how's wrong. But anyhow, here's the pegmatite. Here's some sapphires. Let's get them out. I will be using my Milwaukee rotary hammer or hammer drill here today to put a couple of holes around this that I can throw feather and wedges in and see if I can pop out a chunk of this pegmatite. Some really big tourmaline over there, but I see what possibly better sapphires over in this spot. And we have brand new feather and wedges today to try to extract this chunk of rock. If you haven't seen me using feather and wedges before, I have lots of videos on how they work. Basically, you drill a hole, you slide them in, you hammer on the end, it expands in the hole, and hopefully breaks the rock out. This one was at a good enough angle, it should pop it out. This one wasn't quite much of an angle, so I'm a little bit worried this one's gonna be tight. I did decide to throw one more in, just to be, not safe, but to increase my chances of getting a good chunk out of here. Okay, first chunk of pegmatite coming off. Let's have a close look at it. Just off the surface. So I don't see any sapphires in there, unless that's one. Tough to say. That might be a garnet up there. On the outside, I did see something that could have been one, but this is just a chip off the surface. There we go. That's a bigger piece of pegmatite. And look at that. Sapphire. And lots of sapphire. Beautiful. There's a sapphire. There's one. There's one. There's a big one. Unfortunately, we broke them because they're still inside. But there's a specimen and a half right there. Nice. Now, we've come really early in the morning because it's going to be a hot day and we want to be in the cool. So the light right now is very terrible. But you can see in this piece I just broke out, big sapphire there. That's like a ½ inch across. Another one below it, another one right there. We've got one up here, one there, one here. Now these are star sapphires. It's a corundum. It's a gray or silver corundum, which is the technical term for sapphire. And these were all broken as it broke out of the rock. But there's going to be at least half the sapphire left inside there that could be made into a gemstone. But what I want these for is specimens. What's your initial thoughts, Dana?
It looks pretty. It kind of looks purple, like a purpley black silver.
A purpley black silver.
Yeah, well, it really glistens, doesn't it?
Really has a shine where it's broken on its fracture planes, its cleavage planes within the sapphire itself.
Very cool. Is there more in that?
There's more in the wall, but it's gonna be hard to get it out because it's getting deep into the wall, but we will get some more of that out of there.
Very cool.
Now, I have had a lot of comments lately about people who like watching my gold content, saying, Dan, you're doing too many, you know, gemstones and rocks, do more gold. Well, the truth is, there is far more money in gemstones and lapidary rock than there is in gold. In a good day of gold panning, I might get a gram of gold, you know, $75 Canadian in gold. Today, I'm harvesting sapphire specimens that I'll sell on my website for 10 times that value. What I can get in a day here is like 10 times what I could get in gold. Now, I know it's not all about the money, it's about the adventure, it's about getting out here, it's about spending time with my family, but I absolutely love the treasure hunt looking for gold. Remember, my channel is about, you know, treasure hunting, searching for minerals. Gold just happens to be one of the first ones I did, but I love the gemstones. I love it. I still do the gold content. There's at least 2 gold videos every month, but there's usually about 2, you know, rock and gem videos as well. I try to keep it about 50-50 to keep everyone out there happy. Some people love gold, some people love gemstones, some people just love watching my adventures. So for those of you that want to see more gold, it will be coming, but right now, I'm having a blast finding these gems. Okay, that can go in the bag. Our first great specimen of the day.
Many more to come.
And Dana is working up the claim a bit. Going after garnets? You going after garnets?
A little bit, just tagging where we want you to come and check out first.
Yes, just checking out where I need to go and extract next. But first, there's more sapphires to be had. So I just popped out the feather wedges, but I'm gonna drill those same holes a little bit deeper and see if I can get the next little section of this out. I see a crack a-coming. See what we get out with this one. Here's our next specimen. Okay, there's sapphire all through there, so I think I'm gonna break off this and then that separately. As I hit the sapphire itself, there we go. Beauty specimen. Awkward angle. And it's loose. Chisel? Do we have a chisel? Anyone? Gentle, gentle, gentle. Here we go. Tough to say if that has, oh, yeah, that might have something in it. We'll keep that aside. Tourmaline crystal. Here's the piece I want. Oh yeah, more sapphires right through this one. Big ones on the front. Smaller ones in the back. Another perfect specimen. I will definitely get shots of these sapphires out in full sunlight also, so that you can actually see what they look like with better color. This early morning light is making everything look blue, which I guess is okay for sapphires. Another one for the bag, Dane.
Awesome.
We'll be gentle with these though, so they don't hit against each other. Ah, too much. Okay, what have we got? We got more sapphires in behind. We got a piece of the pegmatite here that's just ready to come out. I can just do that with a chisel. And then moving along, let's see what else we get. So looking at the pegmatite here, we got this big chunk that was right there off. I think that's the end of a weathered out sapphire right there. I think that might be the end of a weathered out one right there. So I'm putting a feather wedge. I'm gonna try one. It's kind of dangerous going with only one. It might get stuck. I'm gonna try one right there, see if I can pop this little section up and then just move along on the surface here. That's the idea. Let's see how it goes. Kind of coming like you thought, Dane.
Yeah, it looks really crumbly, hey?
It does. The sapphire right there, tourmaline crystals. That might be a sapphire, it might be a tourmaline. Light's terrible, but great little specimen.
And then right there.
Those are big tourmaline, like a big tourmaline crystal right there. We're on the right stuff, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So I may have lost my first feather and wedge for the day. This one went in and went in and went in. It just stayed tighter and tighter and tighter. Never did actually crack or pop, and I can't hammer it anymore. So I put one above, see if we can break this off, and hopefully it frees that one up. Uh-oh! Uh-oh! Now I've done it! Uh-oh! Maybe a third? It's a little sapphire in a little specimen. Again, small sapphire. I have a crack right through it. Let's see what happens when I open up the crack. Nope. There we go. There it is. Two little specimens, each with a sapphire. These are very, very sellable on the website. People will love buying a small piece that shows what a sapphire looks like in host. There's two really nice ones. I have a lot of feather and wedges that are not happy. This one will come out. And here is a sapphire almost on its own. There is a nice, 5/8 sapphire. The termination will be in the rock still. That's awesome, awesome. Where's my close-up camera?
You just pulled that off the wall there.
Yeah, it just came out of right here. Didn't even know it was there. Just pulling the debris away, and one of them was a sapphire. And the piece right beside it had the other half. I'm loving it. Soon we're gonna have to go for some garnets, though. It's cracking right on the crystal, so I'm not sure if we're gonna get anything from this one. It was just an old remnant of a sapphire. And then a new one. Tourmaline sapphire. Beautiful little specimen. That would make a star sapphire. Now here's a sapphire that came out whole and is in really good shape. Something like this is what we would actually, make a little tiny cab out of to show the star of a star sapphire. And more of them. Those there are star sapphires. If you think of sapphire as always being blue, sapphire actually comes in a whole rainbow of colors. And black and silver are common, blue is common. You can get red sapphires are called rubies. This is not uncommon to have these silver sapphires. We've decided to go on to the next area for the garnets because there's some amazing garnet specimens over there. But just as we were packing up and pulling out our feather and wedges and stuff, we saw this. This could be the top side of a really big sapphire. So we've rammed this feather and wedge in really hard, which has fractured up the bottom. We pushed this one in all the way. It loosened off a big rock here, but I think we can actually get a specimen out that has that big sapphire in it now. Let's hope. It's a-coming. She's a-coming. Rather not break this one. If I could get away with it without breaking it, that would be awesome. It's way up here. I'm just trying to get the rocks out from underneath. There we go. Sapphire this one. Little specimen. It's moving. Beautiful sapphire out the backside. I believe that's a big, oh, absolutely. There it is. It goes through, it's huge. And it's, oh, I gotta get close up to show you what's in behind. And in behind, what I just pulled off is even bigger. That is a nice looking sapphire right there. Still as possible, right there. Here it comes. Big sapphire. Ah, it fell. Well, that ended up being a beauty. At the end of the pocket, oh, there's lots more in this pocket. I have to come back to another time. Right now, we want some garnets. But what a beautiful specimen. We were able to get all our feather and wedges out. This pegmatite is not done. There's lots left in it. But we got garnets to find. A lady from the society that runs the trail network here, this rail trail, just was walking by, you know, having a pleasant day, stopped by, say hi, and she asked us a favor. She said, when you're breaking up rocks, can you make sure they don't go in the ditch? Because in the ditch, they plug up the water, make a mess. So, of course, absolutely, we'll do our best. In fact, we noticed where some other people had let rocks in the ditch. Dana's clearing that out right now. Gotta do our civic duty, keep the recreational trail people happy, and keep the trail in good condition. We were working right there, we're now going down this way. So the geology of this area is amazing. It's a great, big, huge metamorphic blob. It's called the Valhalla Dome, actually, that covers the whole countryside here. That's these crazy, twisted, metamorphic rocks. And it's also made the perfect environment for gemstones to form. You've seen the sapphires so far, the star sapphires. We're about to go for the garnets. There's also aquamarine here. There's tourmaline all over the place. There's some zircon, lots and lots of gemstones here. Now, if you remember, I'm a prospector, I'm not a miner. I don't plan to make a, you know, a gem mine out of this spot. Back in the 90s, they tried to make a gem mine here, and, you know, it fell through. It didn't work. They didn't get the investors, whatever. So someday, it's possible this area will be turned into a mine site that gets sapphires, aquamarine, tourmaline, zircons, oh, iolite. Don't forget the iolite, purple stone, beautiful purple stone. It's all through here, but we know where the garnets are, so let's go find some of them. This bluff here has garnets all through it. Some nice big ones, a lot of little guys. They're all fractured up along here. We'll have to get a good shot of one somewhere. They're all fractured up, but sometimes in the core of the bigger ones has a nice solid bit that can actually be faceted into an amazing gemstone. Anyhow, let's go find a good one to show you. This looks like a plate of tourmaline crystals in this little fracture here. Very cool. Wonder if that was all washed up and maybe dipped in acid or something, if that would turn out really nice. I don't know if I can get that rock out though. So here we are with some smaller ones. In this little section here, we got garnet, garnet, garnet. A lot of little garnets. Up here, that's actually one really big garnet right there. Very, very fractured up. It's not, you know, anything possible of gem quality. But I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna break a piece off here right now to have a look at what a fresh break looks like and see if there's specimens in that before we move on to the other spot. Garnet. Massive garnet. Little specimen. Might need the chisel now. That one didn't come clean. And pulled off a great little specimen here. Full of garnets all over the place. Even the host rock is full of garnets. Not just the pegmatite, the host itself around this place, ton of garnets. And again, a great little specimen for someone who wants, you know, to see or have a specimen in their collection of garnets in pegmatite or garnets in a metamorphic schist. There we go. Yes, schist. Evan's favorite word, schist.
Yes.
He is the schist. Anyhow, I'll see if I can get a few more of those specimens for the website. Very red garnets too. That's the nice thing about the garnets at this site. When they do get that core that's facetable, is they're such a beautiful bright red. But we're not looking for facet grade, we're looking for specimens today. If we get facet grade, that would be awesome. And here's a rock just loaded in garnets. Loaded. This will make some nice specimens. All around, everywhere. So, drilled one hole on top. We're gonna see if we can split this stone just down one of its, you know, bands, one of its flaws, one of its seams. And then we'll break it down into specimens from there. Hopefully, it breaks along something that has lots of visible garnets exposed. Let's see what we get. Cool. It is definitely a schist full of garnet. That is an amazing specimen. Yeah, baby. Now there's a specimen. It has one of my drill holes right in the middle of it. Someone will want that because they saw me drill that hole. There we go. We finally got the cracks forming where I kind of wanted them to form. So we're actually going to be able to break this apart, and I think we're going to get some real nice specimens out of it now. What an amazing specimen that one will be. Unfortunately, our bags are getting way too full. And Dana has to carry them all out by herself.
Yeah, that's what we have, boys.
Oh, okay. Great specimens, but I think we're gonna have to call it quits for garnet specimens at that, because we're out of space. So, 3 specimen bags full, and a couple that didn't fit in the bags. Plus all our tools, that's a lot of weight to carry out. That's why we brought Evan. Evan is the muscles of the day. No, never mind. Alex is the muscles of the day. Alex can do it. Oh. No, we're all gonna be loaded down carrying this stuff out. But we're not done yet. There's more to come. We still have some great tourmaline to investigate. We have some more sapphires. And I want to get down to the creek here and do some gem sieving of the gravels of the creek to see if it reveals anything intriguing. Because it's more than just sapphires and garnets at this site, and we might be able to find evidence of other things. Well, we took a brief break for lunch here and came back out, and it is cooking out here. The sun is just baking us. There is no relief from the sun. There is no shade anywhere. We are not gonna be able to last long, especially a family of redheads in this sun. So Dana and Alex are gonna run down and dig some gravel so we can do some gem sieving and see what we find in the river gravels. Evan is right here. We are going to find that tourmaline crystal and maybe a few more sapphires, and we're gonna do what we can really quickly before we die to heat exhaustion. Good luck, guys.
Thanks.
Jump in the water if you need to.
Yeah.
Don't melt. Okay, Ev, what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw a feather and wedge here, maybe one right there. We're gonna see if we can get this tourmaline fan off in one piece. There are sapphires below it, but we want this tourmaline right now. Of course we want the sapphires too. You think you can do that?
I got it.
Excellent. And no, that's not the right mask for dust, but you know, hey, it's what we had in the camper van, and we don't want Evan breathing that dust, so we put it on him. Yeah, that's pretty good. Maybe a little bit more of an angle that way, and just go for it. Okay, Ev, time to put the feather and wedges in. Bring the feathers forward, put them in the hole so they expand the direction you want, and let's see what we can do. Push the feathers forward so they're sticking way out front of the wedge. Like that. There you go.
Now, put it in like that.
That's a good angle. Yep. Push it in all the way. Good. This one here, we want to expand sideways.
Like that.
Good. Push it all the way in. Excellent. And we have one more, not that hole, this hole right here. And we want to pull it off the rock face with that one. Well done. Now that's the end of the dust, so you can take off your mask if you want. Okay, just a couple little taps on each one just to set them. You gotta get the angle right so you can swing on that. Okay, let's hit that one there a few more times, put a bit of pressure away from the wall. We have to teach you how to swing a hammer, aren't we?
It's horrible.
A little bit more. Okay, now let's go this one. One more. Okay, the top one. Okay, wait. We got our first little pop going, so let's get over here and get that one going. Harder, man, harder. Well, you got her. Well done. I might do the rest of the swinging. You catch it when it falls. I was just hammering this one here and I heard a big pop and I see a crack right there forming all the way up. over, and I assume it's, yeah, it's separating from the wall. This whole thing's gonna go. I'm gonna get Evan to hold it as I bring it down. Whole thing's coming. See any sapphires in that piece? Nope, but some tourmaline. She's free. You got it.
You got it?
I got it. Oh, look at that.
Is that a sapphire?
Oh, that's a sapphire. What a piece! We have at least, 40 sapphires I see, including a beast of one over there. A beast of a sapphire. Nice. Now, Ev, you take this, flip it over, see if we got the tourmaline on the other side.
There's a crack.
Right there, tourmaline. It is gonna come apart in 2 pieces. Okay, so carefully put that down, and we got a great specimen. Oh my goodness, it's hot. Let's go hide in the shade for a sec. Oh, we can't work in this heat. It is just killing us. It's probably like 40 degrees out here. That'd be like 100 Fahrenheit. We got off that great sample. We got off 2 or 3 more good pieces. We got off that tourmaline fan, star, whatever. Alex came back and said they got a bucket full of gravel for me to do some gem sifting. I'm only gonna do 1 sifter full. I wanna see what's there. I'll wait for the water to go down before I come and do a full video on gem sieving here. But I figured since I'm here, I have to get at least 1, no matter how hot it is. So apparently they're down there somewhere, and they were able to get a bucket full of gravel. Oh, I hear Dana. Ugh. Walk down this treacherous path without tripping and falling to the Slocan River. There we go, there's gem sieve. There's a bucket, let's do this. Oh, I found the gem sieve, I found the bucket, I found my wife.
Did I get the right stuff?
Sure, it looks gravelish. As I said a second ago on camera, 1 is just because we're here, we're doing 1. We'll come back at a cooler time when the water is down lower and we can actually do a real investigation of the gravels and see if there's garnets, sapphires, iolite, tourmaline, aquamarine, although aquamarine's not heavy so it wouldn't go to the bottom. But anyhow, that'll be good for the first load. So sifting it out first, down to a quarter-inch sapphire, nice, yeah, quarter-inch classifier. If there are any big garnets or sapphires, we'll have to get them the next time. This is not a full gem sieve, so we're going to dump this out and put the rest on top. Excellent. Whatever's there will be enough. We'll make that enough. You want to know what I'm doing here? I have lots of videos on gem sieves and how they work. Go back and check out, do a search for gem sieving on my channel, and you'll see what I'm doing. But basically, I'm just concentrating the heavies, like the gemstones, in the middle, and then we'll be able to flip it upside down and see what we've got. Okay, here's a nice flat rock to do a flip on. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, perfect. Oh my goodness, there's garnets everywhere! That's some garnets for you. I don't know if I'd be able to identify the sapphires if they were here, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all the heavies from the middle, take them all home, and we're gonna see what they look like under the microscope. See if there's any sapphires in there, or iolite, or zircon. Well, I like it. A nice circular red for the garnets, black for the heavies around it. If there were any sapphires, they would be in that mix somewhere. Won't be able to tell until I take it home and put it in a microscope though. So we're gonna grab those centers, put it in a bucket, and we are getting out of this heat. But when we get back to camp, we're gonna show you some nice close-up shots of all of the stuff we found today. Nice center there. We got, this is all red, then we've got black around it. Really nice looking garnets. Quick, find some shade. Find some shade. This is way too hot. I have to cool off.
So I'm back here at home in my air-conditioned living room with my microscope on these gem sieve cons. I didn't concentrate these as much as I would have liked to on the river. It was a matter of what was going to happen first, that I was going to melt or spontaneously combust out there. So I just grabbed what I could and ran and found some cool. But put the microscope on it, and before I even moved around to look at everything, instantly the microscope was on a sapphire. That grayish purple thing in the middle there, definitely a sapphire. You can see the banding that you get, the typical layers of a sapphire and the shape of it. There's the first sapphire. I see sort of out of focus in the background a bit of a garnet. The black things around are tourmalines, but let's start looking around and see what else we see. I would have liked to have concentrated these a little bit more so we actually have, a lot of garnet and whatnot in there. I'm not seeing anything right now. Lovely. It's possible another sapphire right there. Again, let's move around a bit more. And here's some of those very, very gemmy garnets for sure. Now, if my voice is sounding a little bit funny, the microphone on my microscope is very, very terrible. So, my voice comes and goes, and it's not great. Sorry about the audio, but we're here to look at things, not listen to me. But there's some great garnets. I'll look around and see what else I can find. Now, I was hoping to see this. Right there in the middle of the screen, that purple gemstone is a piece of iolite. I wanted to see some iolite. We never saw any in the pegmatites. I was really hoping in the gem sieving I'd find some iolite, and there it is. It's a tiny little speck, but you can really see the purple there. Let's see if I get the light on a bit better. That purple gemstone is absolutely a piece of that iolite. Nice. And this looks like another little piece of iolite in there. It might be garnet. I'm not an expert on this, and I can't quite tell the difference apart, but that looks purple, not red. So maybe another piece of iolite. And when I start looking around, I start seeing sapphires everywhere. There's one right there. They're just tiny, 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 tiny sapphires. But sapphires everywhere. Garnets everywhere. Maybe even a little bit of iolite. I could look at these things all day long. Look at that garnet. Nice. And a couple more right here beside it. They're more fractured up, not quite as gemmy, and that's a perfect little iolite. There's the purple. Amazing. And we'll end it off with one more great little sapphire shard in the mix. You can again see the structure and the banding of the sapphire there. It's kind of the plating of it, if anything. And this one is definitely a bright silver. Anyhow, let's get back to it.
Okay, we're back at camp. It's starting to cool off some. I think it was hotter than the surface of the sun today out there. We ended up with getting about 16 good-sized samples of, garnet specimens here. Garnet in schist, garnet in this metamorphic rock. Really nice stuff. And about, 20 or so sapphire specimens. This stuff is amazing. Beautiful things. These all have to be taken home and, cleaned up. But let's bring out the close-up camera and take a few shots now that I can actually see the screen on my camera. Today it was so bright, I had to just go by, faith that my camera was taking good shots. So there we go. Here's one of the smaller garnet samples. Love the metamorphic rock here. The lines, the bending, the just craziness that goes on in this rock. I'll probably cut down these garnet samples because they are fairly large. Cut them in half, maybe make a nice flat base on each of them so they all stand up nicely, so they make for great display pieces. And everyone is so unique. Everyone looks a little different than the previous, but they've all got great character. And then there's the sapphire specimens. Sapphire and tourmaline crystals. Look at that green tourmaline there. Didn't even realize we had some green ones, but that's definitely green. Green tourmaline with a nice sapphire. Couple of little things, little sapphires as well. And this is just on a little specimen. Some of these things are huge. And the sapphires almost always make these hexagon shapes, unless you're looking at the side of them, like there's the side of one sapphire. But looking head on the surface, they make these hexagon shapes. Again, just a small little specimen. Beautiful sapphires. This is just a bunch of black tourmaline, but still amazing looking specimen. And then this guy, sun's breaking through a little bit. That is, well, there gives you some scale. It's the size of the end of my thumb. Big sapphire, surrounded by lots and lots of little ones. Here's one on edge. This sapphire, ooh, right there, is a sapphire on edge, so you don't see the hexagon, you see the edge of the hexagon. You can see it's about maybe a 1/4 inch thick. There's another one on edge. The hexagon would be up on that flat face, but if you rotate around, oh, let's go to the shade. Nope. Anyhow, that would be the edge of it. And that's a huge specimen. There's a crack down it right now. We'll split it into 2 for sure, and then we may even cut it down from there. More big sapphires. More big sapphires. This one you can really see the hexagon look on top, and then if I turn it around sideways, you can see the edge of the hexagon. That's a nice sapphire there. I have to find one of these real good ones that I send off to a friend to get a cab made out of, so we can show the star, because these are all star sapphires. And of course, as always, if you want one of my amazing finds, you can check out my website, www.danhurdprospecting.com, in the shop and the auctions. Well, there we go. A scorching hot day. We're just sitting around the camp cooling off after our swim, checking out our amazing finds. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave me that thumbs up. If I haven't earned your subscription already, I hope I've earned your subscription now. And a big thanks to everyone for watching, especially my patrons. Because of the support of my patrons, I get to make these weekly episodes of Dan Hurd Prospecting. Hope you're all having an amazing day. And until the next one, bye.
Bye.